Hello, and welcome back to Weekend Cartoon Reviews. I apologize about that noise right there, it was my chair. Anyway, we're going to be reviewing Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Rodrick Rules the Animated Movie. Now, as of recording this, I tried looking for more reviews to see what other people generally think of the movie, and it looks like I couldn't find anybody who reviewed this as of recording this right now. So, I'm going to be the first one to do it. Okay, anyway, before we get started, I might as well share my thoughts on what I thought of the last Diary of a Wimpy Kid, for those of you who need a refresher, because I did also review that movie last year. This is going to be like my first sequel from an original movie that I reviewed on its own that came out since I started this from Earwig and the Witch. Anyway, what I thought of it was, I thought it was mediocre. It's harmless, in my opinion. It's not awful, it's just very mediocre. Like, they skipped parts of the book, I remember, and it was very jarring. It's hard to explain now as to why. They kept some scenes in here, but they also didn't, put important parts. It kind of felt like it was weirdly stitched together and called it a day and say, hey, it's a movie. Let's put this on Disney Plus. And the whole thing's 58 minutes long, like I said, which is way too short. Thankfully, this movie solves that problem by making this one an hour and 16 minutes long, which I think, okay. I forget how long the original Rodrick Rules movie is. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I can't remember. And I should probably look that up later on and see. But I think, okay, we're getting there. Baby steps. But there's not much else to say about this one. It's better. It's definitely better than the first one, is the best thing I can put it. But it's definitely not good either, if that makes sense. It's better. It's not good. It's not quite mediocre either. It was just okay to me. I didn't really laugh at all during this one. There was nothing that really stuck out to me for it, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was okay, basically. Because, I kind of still felt like, for whatever reason watching this, something was just missing there. Just, I don't know. The whole movie's plot, though, is about Rodrick this time, which, of course, Rodrick rules. Rodrick's actually my favorite Diary of a Wimpy Kid character. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but here, now you know. If you didn't know that, now you know. Okay. What I thought was, it starts with, Rodrick and Greg being home alone because their parents are going on vacation for a party, and they're leaving Manny at Grandma's house. And then, the house is a big mess, and they're supposed to be home alone all weekend or something like that. And then, no. That's not what happens. Manny gets sick at Grandma's house, and his parents have to come pick him up. And so, Rodrick and Greg are like, oh no, what do? We have to clean this house. There's a guy sleeping in the cupboard. Okay, fine. I thought that was funny. I thought that was a little funny. But that's one of the few moments I can recall that was funny. I prefer the live-action movie, I'd say, for this one again. Which, I know that's shocking. Usually, you prefer the animated version, but do keep in mind, the live-action movies came out first. And then the animated movie. We're not going to say for a long haul. We don't talk about the long haul live-action movie. No. No, sir. No, sir. Okay, but anyway. What else did I think of this movie? I thought it was okay, like I said. But back to the story. Then, Mom and Dad come home and realize that the door's broken or something like that. And the dad realizes, and he realizes he isn't going insane. And then now, Rodrick now has Greg under his belt or something like that, where he's gonna teach him the Rodrick rules. And this is only because Greg had dirt on Rodrick, he had photos from the party. And then, stuff happens here and there with Rodrick telling him all these rules that are kind of bullshit, but okay, I like Rodrick, so I liked these parts of the movie. And Rodrick, of course, has his band-loaded diaper that's still here. And they mention how one of his bandmates is a 36-year-old. And I don't know why. I also thought that was a little funny, maybe. And then there's Rally. There's also a talent show going on where Rodrick's playing in the band and Greg is supposed to be Rally's assistant in it. So yeah, it's mostly focused on Greg and Rodrick. The relationship between the two is what this movie is main focus is. It's mainly focused on that. It's solely focused on that, basically. And then... Sorry, I'm kind of stuttering here. I'm just trying to remember some things off the top of my head here. What happened. And then... Oh yeah. Greg also has these embarrassing photos posted online of him because they were going to, like, the old people home to visit their grandpa, and Rodrick, like, took pictures of him in his underwear while Greg was in the bathroom. I remember that part of the book quite well. So, yeah, like, and then Greg was running around in his undies everywhere. Like, in the place. And then at school, he becomes popular because Rowley accidentally sends the messages when Greg manages to take Roderick's phone. And then he becomes this popular kid at school. And it's just, okay. Like, the story's more consistent here this time, is what I liked, compared to the last one. It's more consistent here, and I think Greg was a bit more likable here. But, again, it's just more consistent. The last one wasn't very consistent with its story. It felt just loosely tied together, and it just took moments from the book and called it a day, is what I felt with the last one. But here, story's just... It flows naturally, it's more consistent, but it's not enough to make me say I'm good, because where I'm about to get to, Greg then accidentally bumps into his mom, and then there's the whole truth comes out about Rodrick and Greg having a party. Rodrick calls him a snitch and stops giving him more rules every week, because, like, he gets a rule every week was the deal. And so... You could probably figure out the rest from here. Roderick's not able to play in the talent show, and Greg tries to get out of it by, like, telling him that trying to tell his mom that he's grounded, and his mom says, no. But something doesn't make sense here. In the movie, in the live-action movie at least, I forget how the book did it. I'm pretty sure the book did it the same way, maybe. If I had the book right next to me, if I did have the book, like, right over here on my bookshelf where my manga's at and everything, and there's a couple of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books there, but let's just say if I had it right then and there accessible to me right now, I'd go ahead and pull out the book to make sure what I'm saying is accurate, but, like, correct me in the comments, please, because I forget how they do it in the book. So basically, Greg then, like, makes his mom a deal, saying that he'll be in the talent show with Rowley. He'll help Rowley if Rodrick joins in. But here, no. They get a new drummer, and then the drummer wants to be the assistant of magic, and Greg tries to take over as drummer, which he does. Then he ends up getting grounded longer, because Rodrick was able to perform up there. And he says the sacrifice was worth it and everything, and yeah. The movie just ends it with the talent show, pretty much. I'm trying to explain the talent show part as best as I can. I'm really trying, but it's kind of difficult to explain this as best as I can because I really don't remember what happens in the book. But I remember the movie more, because I remember Greg was just not going to help Rowley out with his magic act, but he was willing to embarrass himself in front of the school. I think it was a school talent show, actually, in the movie. I think it was a school talent show, if I remember correctly. And then Rodrick was able to perform because Greg made that sacrifice. Because Rodrick got a harsher punishment than Greg because he started the party. And yeah, again, my thoughts on this movie. I thought it was okay. Story more consistent, and I really... If they do another one, what's the next one? The Last Straw, I think, is the next one. If they do an animated movie of The Last Straw, I could see its potential of being possibly good. Possibly. But it just, like I said, something was missing here. Just, I don't know, something felt missing here. Because I remember the party being more into the middle of the movie. And I feel like, not the movie, the book. And the movie too. Because I remember it wasn't the whole focus. The party wasn't the whole focus of the book. If I remember. You could correct me if I'm wrong. I might reread all the books just for the future Dive a Wimpy Kid. Because, like, I know the first book quite well. And I know a few of the books quite well. I know how a few of them go, for the most part. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Bye, everyone.